Hi everyone, today I'm very excited to be here to announce my participation in the Book Junkie Trials. The host for this readathon, as most of you are aware, is Rachel Marie from Rachel Marie Book Junkie. Massive shout out to her for creating this very fun and very detailed readathon, probably one of the most detailed ones I've seen out there. And as soon as I became aware of it, I was like, I absolutely need to get on this. For once, I caught a readathon with time to be able to film a video and choose my TBR and all that jazz. So of course I will link Rachel Marie's announcement of the readathon. I'll add as much description as I can in my own description, but if you need to hop over to watch her video, which you absolutely should because she got very creative with it. She created maps and I don't know, she just went all out and I'm super excited. So the first step is to take a quiz, and then whatever your result is, you're either going to be on Team Magi, Team Bard, Team Scribe, and then there's also Team Outlaw. And of course you don't have to go by what you got on your quiz. I will personally be following what I scored because it's what I wanted to be, which is a Magi. And of course each team has their own prompts. So throughout the readathon, you're going to be prompted to read 5 books, and this is going to take place in the whole month of July. And since I am on Team Magi, my first destination to go to, or my first reading prompt, is Orc Grove. And it says, "Some say there is no talking to orcs, but a good political relationship is needed. Learn some orc customs by reading a book that is gruesome, gory, or gritty." So for that prompt, I thought Joe Abercrombie's Before They Are Hanged is very fitting. This is the second book in his first Law trilogy. I actually finished The Blade itself earlier this month, and yes, it's gruesome, it's gritty. So there it is. I will be reading Before They Are Hanged for my Orc Grove destination. Alright, so the second reading prompt for the Magi is Old Pirate Cove. Shiver me timbers, you shall be walking the plank if you don't learn how to sail better. Read a book that takes place, at least in part, on sea. So for that prompt, I will be reading Our Bloody Pearl by D.N. Bryn or Brine. I'll go ahead and insert an image if you can't see it on my phone. Just from the cover alone, it looks like we have a set of islands surrounded by sea. I know there's pirates and sirens, mermaids, all of that in the book. So I don't think I can find a more perfect book for Old Pirate Cove. Prompt number 3, Glimmer. This isle is alight with gems and crystals, one of the most picturesque spots in the High Queendom. Make sure you fit in with a beautiful or colorful book. And for that, I'll be choosing That Inevitable Victorian Thing by E.K. Johnston. This honestly was a complete cover buy, so what better book to choose than this one? There's a quick little blurb on the inside that says, "Set in a near future world where the British Empire never fell, a surprising, romantic, and thought-provoking story of love, duty, and the small moments that change people and the world." So I do think the premise sounds a bit interesting. I'm a bit worried because it has some pretty bad reviews, but I hope that it's going to be enjoyable nonetheless, kind of like a guilty pleasure. We'll see what happens with this one. Next up, we have prompt number 4, Draconic Isle. Oh my, this island is swarming with wyverns and dragons. Brush up on your draconic knowledge with a book that features dragons. And for this prompt, I will be reading A Natural History of Dragons, a memoir by Lady Trent by Marie Brennan. There's obviously a dragon on the cover, and I believe the protagonist in this studies dragons. I don't know if they still exist or if they're extinct, but she's at least studying their fossils in an academic setting. Of course, it would be awesome if they somehow were to exist in this story, because who doesn't like reading about dragons? Okay, so lastly, we have prompt number 5, the Bookie Grail. Here you find a lost manuscript, delivered on this forgotten island by a fallen star. Read the group book, Stardust. Okay, so for this one, I actually was struggling a little bit because I already read Stardust earlier this year and I really wasn't that interested in rereading it. I liked it okay, but yeah, rereading it, within a few months of having just read it for the first time was just kind of a no-no for me. I mean, I would have done it, but Anyway, I'm glad there's another option. I found this on the Book Junkie Trials Twitter accounts. I'm gonna go ahead and insert a picture, but it says, "This is a royal announcement. Secrets from the Bookie Grail have spread across the land. Whispers of the lost manuscript have led to worry and befuddlement. If you have already read Stardust / cannot get a hold of it, then read a book with an adventure to find something lost." So for this one, I'm gonna go with A Swiftly Tilting Planet, which is the third installment in Madeleine L'Engle's A Wrinkle in Time quintet. I've been going through this series a little bit slowly. It's now been a few months since I read the second book. I think I read that one in January. I think I gave it close to 5 stars. So it's pretty solid. I don't know why I haven't continued the series as of late, but I thought this was the perfect opportunity. So even though this isn't Stardust, they are in search of something in this book. So it says here that Charles Wallace and Gaudior must travel into the past on the winds of time to try to find a might have been. So the might have been is what they're seeking, and it's really cool that they're time traveling to do it, because time travel in general is one of my favorite subjects in books, so I'm really glad that it's in this one. And it says here that a might have been is a moment in the past when the entire course of events leading to the present can be changed. And of course, that would also change the future. So one last thing that I forgot to mention is that you do have to read them in order. So like you have to follow the map. So for the Magi, like first you go to Orc Grove. So first I would have to read Before They Are Hanged, and I mentioned them in order. And then I would have to read Our Bloody Pearls. Thirdly, That Inevitable Victorian Thing. Fourth, A Natural History of Dragons. And then lastly, this one. So you read them in order, and as you're going along, once July 1st hits, you start to fill out this information on the documents that are provided. So everyone pretty much just fills out their information there, and that's how they keep track. Oh, and also each team has an ability and a weakness. For the Magi, our ability is, it says, a tricky folk, they can bend time. Magi have a 3-day lead on all other teams. So I'm assuming that what that means is that 3 days before the 1st of July, you can start reading your books and filling out the documents. And then for our weakness, it says, one of their spells went awry, and now they are forced to read a book outside of their comfort zone. So for me, that's totally going to be That Inevitable Victorian Thing. Like I mentioned, I'm worried that I'm not going to like it. I believe it's YA, which I don't normally read. And then it's also alternate history, which I don't think I've ever read before. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Will I like it? Who knows? But I bought it, so this is a great opportunity to read it. If I don't like it, I'll probably donate it. Either way, I'll get to knock this out of my TBR shelf, which is always a good thing. Alright, so I guess that's going to be all for this video. Please let me know in the comments if you're participating and what team you're going to be in. And if you've made your own video, feel free to link it down below so that I can watch it and so that others can also find your video more easily, hopefully. I'm very excited to go and binge watch everybody's Book Junkie Trials. I was honestly in a really weird phase where I just had so much anxiety with the thought of filming. But yeah, just hearing this readathon, I got very excited to film again. Like I said, Rachel Marie did such a wonderful job, and I'm grateful because it motivated me to make another video. So much love, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Bye.